wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate. Feel the loving, feel the rhythm, singing oh na na, oh na na.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Mindset Monday. This is the Charge Room, and I am Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy. Every Monday, we come here to get safe spaces of rest in our minds. The hustle and bustle of the world just takes us to other places, and relationships takes us to even different spaces. So a lot of times we go through things that become overwhelming to ourselves, and it's hard to process. It's hard to come back with the comeback, because every time things come at us, it's clapping back is not always the answer. So here in the Charge Room, we give strategies, y'all, strategies to help minimize depression, to help minimize stress, to help you better understand your walk of life and the best way to get there, right? So tonight, the topic is the mind is a terrible thing to waste. When the mind does not process, it makes you act out inappropriately. And sometimes it's so much that inappropriateness becomes the norm. Okay. We are going to talk about it tonight. And I know it may be a different type of talk, so it may be a different type of challenge for you. And some of it may trigger some things from your childhood or from spaces and places that are very uncomfortable for you. But I am here tonight because we can all heal together, because everyone goes through things. Everyone goes through mountains and valleys and deep spaces, dark places, and it's hard to come back. But I'm here to let you know healing is a process. Healing is necessary, and we do not have to live with demons. We do not have to fight with people putting spells on us. We do not have to tolerate people, places, and things that are not effective for our own lives. And I want y'all to really think about it, because sometimes we put things on the back burner and we numb ourselves and we keep going just so we can act like we're living life. And when somebody says, hey, you good? And you be like, yeah, I'm good. But you're really not good, because something happened to you yesterday. Something happened to you an hour ago. Something happened to you when you was 13 years old. Something happened to you when you was 4, and you never told anyone, or you never felt comfortable with sharing your story to even talk about it. And then anything else that comes behind it, it doubles and triples the stress and the pain, and you are falling apart, and you're trying to put your pieces back together, and it's getting harder and harder and harder every day. So I'm letting you know right now, share this broadcast, because we're going to talk about it today. Get a pen and a pad. Use your phone in your notes section so you could type some notes, because I'm going to give you some coping mechanisms today. I'm going to give you some strategies today to help you out. I'm going to talk about some things that you possibly forgot about. But I'm here because we are the Charge Room, and we are here to heal together. So let's start, shall we? Don't forget to share. Call somebody, let them know. Share this broadcast and let them know. I think you should tune in to Coach Illy tonight, right? So yeah, think about it. How does the mind process information, right? So this is how it works. Think of your mind being a super fast computer. Just like the computer processes data to run programs, your mind processes information to help you understand the world, how to make decisions, and how to react to different situations, right? So this is a step by steps on how it works. We take in information. We take in information through our senses, right? From what we see, what we hear, what we touch, what we taste, and what we smell. Those are our senses. We take in information by using our senses. It focuses on the most important things, like a teacher talking in class or a friend telling you a story. It's like, what does the mind collect first, or what comes at you the strongest? You're taking in that information. So you have to not just take in the information, you have to understand the information that you're receiving, right? Now, most times, all the time, it's your perception, it's how your mind takes the raw data from your senses and make it into something meaningful. For example, when you see a bunch of colors and a bunch of shapes, your mind recognizes it as a tree, right? But it may not be a tree that you're really looking at. Then it's your memory. It uses your past experiences and the knowledge that you have to help you make sense of the new information. So again, how our mind thinks, our perception of things, how we receive the information. You're not just receiving it, you have to understand what you're receiving. Where some people say, well, how do you comprehend? And then it's to find understanding. You're not just taking in words or shapes or colors. It's like, what do you make of what you're receiving? So just like I said, you could be looking at the shapes and the colors and think it's a tree, but it could be a car. So it's how your mind is perceiving this information. And then it's the memory. It uses your past experiences, right? And the knowledge that you have to help you make sense, your comprehension. You have to make sense that if you've seen a tree before and how quickly you could recognize another one. So as we're in younger years and we're learning, right? We're learning how our numbers, our letters, our shapes, we're learning animals, right? We're learning things, houses, what a person looks like. We did the you naming your parts of your body, like when you're a kid. What's this? A nose, mouth, eye, ear, right? We teaching our children these things, right? How are they taking it in? What's their perception? So that now they've experienced saying, okay, nose, mommy, this is a nose, right? So now they know what a nose looks like. They can go up to anyone on their face and point, this is a nose, right? So now they experience the nose, they know what a nose is. So when they see it again, can they recognize that it is a nose? So it starts with the memory. So you're going to make decisions now. This is the part where you start to think, the rationalization of when things come at you to make the decision of what you're doing next, your next steps. Think your mind analyzes the information, right? And considers different possibilities. Is this a nose, or is this a mouth? Or is it an ear, right? So it might think about what you already learned, what someone already taught you and you apply it to what someone has taught you, to the new thing that you're seeing in front of you right now. So you're saying, like, okay, should I believe this is right, or should I believe this is wrong for what somebody taught me? Because a lot of times people can teach you something, but that doesn't mean that you always believe it. That's when other research comes in. So that's when people go, I'm gonna do my research. Let me go look at a picture or Google, what does a nose look like, right? Some people second guess, okay, I don't know if that's a nose, right? Because there's noses come in different shapes, different sizes, different colors, right? Because we are different people. Our nose shapes are different. So they want to confirm, okay, well, no matter how it looks, it's still a nose because it's right here, right? So you want to believe what someone told you or what somebody taught you. Is it right or is it wrong? Should I believe that this is a nose? Can I be confident with my answer? So when someone asks me, I can say, yes, this is a nose. That's because you're thinking. You're thinking about the information of what you were taught. So it makes you think about the new thing that's coming at you, right? To say, okay, I saw this before. Is that what that is? Yes. And you say it with confidence because you already know, right? So judgment, it evaluates the options and it decides what do you do next. So now that you say, okay, yes, this is a nose. Now you have confirmed that it was a nose. You did your research because you Googled a picture of a nose. No matter what shape or size, it's still a nose. Now you're confident with your answer. You confirm yes. So what do you do next? What question? Should you answer a question or ignore it? Or do you ask for help if you're still confused? Now let's bring it back to real life. Now we have situations, and I'm going to use relationships, and I'm going to use a common relationship issue that most people come to a place. So you meet boy, girl, right? Now, or lady, gentleman, king or queen, you meet them. Now you meet them, you get to know each other, that you're dealing with your senses, right? What you see, what you hear, what you touch, what you smell, what you feel, right? So all of these senses are going on and you receiving messages and I'm saying, oh, he's nice, she's nice, this is feeling really good for me, right? So you're asking questions, and then some people don't even ask questions, but you're getting to know each other. So when you get to know each other, you go to see, like, let me understand, like, do you like me, or do you have to ask that question? Because sometimes when you feel the love that someone is giving you, that's not even a question. But sometimes if you feel like, I don't know if he likes me or not, or I don't know if she likes me or not. Don't sit in a space where you confused. And that's what we do. That's when your judgment comes in. It gets kind of screwy because now you're thinking, right? Remember, when you think, your mind is analyzing information and it considers different possibilities. And you think about what you think you know about how how to feel when somebody likes you. Goes back to when you in schools. You get that little letter from the girl or the boy, I like you, do you like me? Check yes or check no. Some people really need that because they don't know how it feels. So they have to see and ask a question. So you don't want to be misconstrued with your judgment, right? If you are confused with something, ask a question. And if the person that's giving you an answer, if you can feel the energy if someone is being honest and sincere. So if you are asking a question and you still feel confused, then there is a problem. And I don't want you to sit in that space of confusion because the enemy only creates confusion. God is not of confusion. there's a problem. When a person likes you, cares about you, loves you, there is no question of how you are feeling, because you can feel the energy that a person is bringing to you. To know, it's like you confirm this is a nose. I know this is a nose. I'm confirmed and in conviction of my answer. Boom, I'm confident of my answer. Boom. Now, if somebody is giving you the wishy-washy, they say, okay, I'm coming over, baby. And you wait at 7 o'clock, you wait in 7:30, 8, 9 o'clock, you call them, they not answering, and you're asking yourself, well, Dad, does he really like me? Does she really like me? Because they are on the other side of the track already, because they're not having consideration and respect of your time, or something may have happened to them. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt, right? So when you give them the benefit of the doubt, ask them when you catch up to them, because most people, if they're late, they're running late. Have consideration. I am running late. Call, text, email, there's video chat. There are too many opportunities of ways of communication, forms of methods of communication, that you can miss the mark on reaching out to someone. When we were back in the days in the 70s, maybe I could rock with you on that. Oh, I couldn't get to the phone booth. I didn't have a dime. I didn't have a quarter. Listen, we are in a day and time where confusion is unacceptable. Remember what I'm saying. Confusion is unacceptable. So let's go to the reaction of things. The situation happened, you got this information, right? You got the information and you're thinking about the information that you're giving you, because this is now the time you got to make decisions. When you're making decisions, you have to think. You have to use your thinking, your analyzing process, to say, is this right or is this wrong? Do you believe it or do you not? Do you have doubts or are you confident? You have a judgment call to make. Evaluate this thing. Evaluate your options and decide, what do you want to do next? Now, or the lady or the gentleman that said they were coming to see you because they liked you so much and they did not call or come, nor did you hear from them the day later, right? And let's say you reach out and you kind of confirm them, they still alive, right? But what do you do next in that moment? Because you are evaluating your options. You have to make a decision what to do next. And people sit in this space. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Why? Because there's something missing in you that you can't say, I'm making a decision because I know my worth. You can investigate this situation, but once you investigate, be firm in making a decision of what you do next to help yourself. So the reacting part of the whole process, this is the action. This is where you come up with an action plan. Finally, your mind sends you signals to your body so that your body can react. This could be a raising of your hand to answer a question that you have in your head. Are they really for me or are they not? So now you made the decision to move forward of your next step, to have a action plan. This is what comes next, your action plan. Your mind has made a signal to your body to react. This could be answering the questions that you have in your mind. So moving out of your own way, okay? The ball is coming at you. Do you catch this ball? Or you step into the side and let the ball skip you? Okay, so the ball is coming because this is the answer. Catch the ball, okay? Don't step to the side and say, oh, I don't want to touch it. A lot of people like to stay in that space, that little dowdy, I don't know, space. And Oh, I don't know. Don't step to the side, y'all. Don't step to the side. Catch the ball. Now I'm going to say it like this: catch the damn ball. Because you want to always stay in real reality with things. Don't play tricks with your mind. That's the enemy messing with you. You should know in your own heart how you want to feel. And you know in your own heart, this does not feel good. I got stood up. Somebody stood me up. That does not feel good, and be honest with your feelings. And a lot of times people don't like to be brutally honest. When someone does something to hurt you, when someone says something that is uncomfortable and hurtful to your heart, you sit there and you allow somebody to demolish your mind, your feelings, and tear you all apart, and you run from it. Be in a flighty space. Don't do that. Always stand firm in your positioning of your heart. If no one protects your heart, you have an obligation to protect your own heart. Never let anyone else dismantle your heart. Your heart belongs to you. You have feelings, you have emotions. Don't let anyone tear you apart. Stand up for yourself. Fight for yourself. Stand and deliver on your what you want. Because a lot of times we go through things and we don't know what we want. But I tell you this, you know how you feel. You may not know what you want, but you know how you feel, and how you feel can help you translate that information to say to your brain, let me think about this. I don't like how this feels in my heart. So let me make an action plan to stand and deliver to say, I do not like how this feels. So I am going to take an action towards protecting my heart. That means I'm going to speak up for myself and speak out for myself to let everybody know, because it's going on notice. No one has a right to break my heart down, and I'm not going to let you. Period. Okay? So take an action plan, y'all. Take an action plan, because how you think, how you receive this thing, how you analyze it, how you break it down, your perception is everything. Don't let people pull a wool over your eyes of what they're doing, because people gaslight every day. They bring you a story and it be straight bull crap anytime. People have agendas. They want to take you, take your mind, take your ideas, take your heart, take your love, take your genuineness, and wrap it around what they want for themselves and totally leave you out the picture. They will use your skills. They will use your genuineness. They will use your kindness. They will use your love and take it from you because they feel they can, and do anything they want to it. Beat it down and make you feel like garbage. You don't warrant that. Don't let anyone treat you that way. No one has the right to hurt you. But if you allow a space and not draw the line and say, not today, baby, they're going to tear your life apart. They're going to tear your love apart. They're going to rip you to shreds in every which way possible. So why sometimes we act inappropriately? When the mind is unable to process information effectively. And this happens when people are so broken, they don't want to process information. They can't process information effectively because they're so broken, and they're sitting in a still space in pieces and tears, heartbroken, because it's only people that you love so much that they will place you in these spaces because of their selfishness with no consideration of you or your feelings or your life. And then it leaves you in a space to take stuff out on yourself. This leads to people getting high. This leads to people being abusers. This leads to, again, it goes to extreme situations of stress, anxiety, trauma, and cognitive overload. That's when everything is coming at you at once at these great forces, and you can't, you just like this, oh my God, oh my God. And you can't comprehend, you can't receive it the way it should come at you. You can't respond in a way that you should because everything is overwhelming and confusing, and you impulsively act and you act irrationally, and you break yourself down and tear yourself apart, and you break it down every single day and become in a place of hopelessness. You feel hopeless. You can't get it together. The overwhelming spaces that it has you in brings you to depression and pure darkness. And nothing can help you see, because you just can't see the light, because you are on overload of the impact that a person has damaged you. And you can't run anywhere because, one, you're too scared. You can't open your mouth because you're embarrassed. You don't want to do anything but sit still and run yourself down and slow down, and then you get to a crashing point, just like a computer when it crashes because it's on overload. But I'm gonna tell you what, here's why that happens. The stress that you're feeling or the anxiousness, it's like having too many tabs open on the computer, and your computer is slowing down. Your mind can't keep up, and you might act without thinking. And that's that instant response to something. You act out. Now you're not thinking, because the mind is supposed to process things. You're supposed to think. When you think, you analyze your options. You can't do that because now you're on overload, right? You're on overload and you can't think. So you just move. You don't have a plan of action. You just have action, right? And most people, when they are under this type of stress or anxiety, the first thing they do is go drink. The first thing they do is go get high. The first thing they do is yell and scream and cause a scene because they're acting out without thinking. You become tired in your brain, your body, your soul becomes tired. And when your mind doesn't process information well, it's like the computer slowing down on low battery because nobody forgot to put the battery on the recharge. I don't know if y'all know this, but your brain needs a recharge. Your brain has to have time to rejuvenate and recharge. And when you keep going without the recharge, that's why I be like, I need to go on vacation a few times a year. Because I need to recharge. Because you know when you can't do anything at your top best. You're not being of optimal health. You're not moving the way you normally move. That means it's a breakdown somewhere, y'all. It's a breakdown. And no one is catching that you're breaking down. And then when you get to the point where your battery is dead, I've fallen and I can't get up. Y'all know when y'all that tired. But what y'all gonna do about it? What y'all going to do about it? Too much information can bombard you at one time, and your mind just cannot get to a space where it can receive that information. Then you start making mistakes. You start forgetting things, right? You start just doing and not thinking, and then you are creating larger problems for your life. You at work, you had a bad situation at home or a bad situation when you was out, and then you come to work with all of that on your mind and you can't focus, and you got a big contract that you have to land, and everything that comes out your mouth has nothing to do with the presentation that you're supposed to deliver. So now all the people at the business table is looking at you like, what is going on? And you just messed up. You just messed up because you were on overload. You didn't recharge your battery before coming to that business meeting. And now there's consequences to pay because you didn't protect your mind. You didn't protect your peace. You didn't protect your heart. You didn't protect your energy. It makes a difference, y'all. We can't afford to not protect our peace. But let's talk about ways that this can manifest, like when we act without thinking, right? When we act without thinking, and I'm not telling you, there's consequences. We will have emotional outbursts, sudden, intense emotional reactions when we see something that's not pleasing to our eyes or our ears, or when we feel something that is disappropriate to our situation. Like when you catch your man cheating on you in the bed with somebody else, or you catch your woman in the bed cheating with a man with someone else. Baby, that's an emotional outburst. I don't care. I don't know about you, but that's an emotional outburst. And it could go to a situation where it is detrimental to our lives. Avoidance behavior. Avoiding situations or responsibilities that seem too challenging or too stressful. A lot of times when we're doing something, and most people will say, oh, I'm not doing that, I'm good. But everybody sees it but you. So you avoid what they're talking about. You avoid it. Oh, I don't know. Or you got something to do and you just keep avoiding it. Like, I gotta go register my car. Or I have to park in a space where I have to put money in my meter. And I avoid it. I ain't think about that meter. I don't think about that, that parking. You get tickets. Then you forget about the tickets. You avoid the tickets. Then you come outside, there's a boot on your car. People do avoidance behavior all the time. And it could be a proactive situation that you can avoid all of the stuff. If you know that this is what you have to do, and you stop putting it to the side and procrastinating, and at the end of the day, you are going to hurt yourself because something is going to happen where the consequences are even more challenging or even more stressful that you have to deal with. Misrepresentation of social clues. When you misunderstand others and their intentions or their emotions, leading to an inappropriate response. This is a good one, right? People misunderstand me all the time. And my tongue or my posture or my tone may be too strong for people. And I only come from a place of love. And I try my best to approach people with pure genuineness and pure kindness. But because of my confidence, people misinterpret my posture. So they'll turn around and say, oh, she's too much, or I don't like her, or they come up with a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm about the coolest person you ever want to meet. But I'm just about taking care of me. I believe in self-love. I believe in self-care. I stand firm on my decisions because I think. I sit and analyze things, and I try to make the best decision that I possibly can for the moment in time. I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm far from perfect, but I always genuinely try my best to do my best at the appropriate time. And then sometimes I just fall short. And then when I fall short, because I get overwhelmed too, I get hurt too. I have to recharge my battery too. But people look at me so many times like, oh, you are such a strong person. Strong people need hugs too. Strong people need the phone call to check in on you too. Just because you see me as a stronger person doesn't mean that I have life altogether. And it doesn't mean that everything in my life goes perfectly, because it does not. Every day there is a challenge in my life. And every day I have to sit and think. Every day I have to rationalize, analyze. I have to go to a place where I make getting out of my own way so I don't avoid handling my responsibilities. And sometimes it may take a little longer than other times. But I do know my responsibilities, and I always try my best to get the job done and efficiently and effectively and appropriately that I possibly can. I'm never a person to just throw things on the side because I don't care. I'm an extremely caring person. I just like to go head on. I'm a confronter. I challenge myself. So I definitely want to challenge you. And I definitely will not let people handle me any kind of way, because I'm not going to handle you any kind of way either. So I don't want to have an inappropriate response. So with that, I always ask questions because I want to be sure. I want to be sure of my next move. And if I'm confused or doubtful, again, I ask questions. But then there's people that don't like to answer you. So that space is out of my control. But all I can do is my best to bring a situation to you, because I'm asking for help and you're not helping me because you don't want to answer me. You don't want to talk to me because maybe you can't process information. You can't process the situation. You can't see the bigger space from all the trees that sit in front of you. And not only that, this is a thing. I'm learning that this is a thing. Some people have been brought up in toxic backgrounds, toxic environments where there is an ignorance. And hear me well, when I say ignorant, I mean space of not knowing. So when you don't know, you don't do effectively, right? In an ignorant space where they create their own ignorant bylaws to govern their lives. And then they try to take those bylaws and place them onto you, that you are supposed to go with the program. Because you know better, because I know this is a nose and I know this is not a nose. Because I know better, I can see that what governs your life does not govern my life. And I have an opportunity to stand and make a decision and say no. And no is one whole statement, and no needs no explanation. Hear me when I say so. So when people have an overload, again, they do these things. They have emotional outbursts, they have avoidance behavior, they misrepresent a person's cues of speaking or a person's intentions, and then they have this disorganized thinking thing going on. They're all over the place. All of these things, it's like when you get a virus in a computer and it just shut down and starts spitting out anything. That's how your mind do when you have disorganized thinking. When you have difficulty organizing your thoughts, and it leads to confused and erotic behaviors. You see people start, again, like I said, maybe people will start to drinking, or they start to getting high, or they become erotic, and you be like, what is going on? And you don't know how to receive that. But them in their space, they expect you to be like, what's wrong with you? They think that acting normal when you clearly know that something is wrong. And when people are in that space, 9 times out of 10, there's nothing that you can do for them. But I'm saying, if you are in that space, until you recognize that you have a problem, that is the only way that you can stop and say, I need to get help. And the first thing to the problem is identifying, to getting results, is identifying that you have a problem. Identifying that you have a problem. And then you come to a space to say, I need help. And once you do that, help is on the way, baby. Help is on the way. But everybody doesn't want help. And you have to be okay with that. And then the people that want to help everybody, you can't help everybody. You just can't. The person has to want help themselves. They have to understand that how they are behaving is irrational. It's a challenge. It's disorganized. It's inappropriate responses that they're given. Their emotions are all over the place. Their thoughts are all over the place. They don't see it. They normalize it as normal because they have their own thinking, and in their minds, this is what they see. So you, as the person trying to help them, you can't help them. And the person that needs the help, you won't get the help until you say, I have a problem and I want some help. So what could we really do? What could we really do? So let's talk about ways that our situations can get better. So here's some ways to help your mind process information better so we can have better reactions, y'all. Listen, it's about healing together, healing together. First thing is you want to do is take a damn break. Take a break. We need to recharge our minds. Give your mind time to rest. Rest your body. Take time to say, I have to get a restart. Just like a computer needs to reboot, restart, right? You need a restart so you can think better. Number 2, you have to stay organized. Stay organized in your mind. Stay organized in your life. You have to do the cleanup. Once things break down and get messy, you have to do the cleanup. Cleanup is not easy by a long shot. You get tired just thinking about it. It becomes overwhelming just thinking about it. But you don't have to do it by yourself. You can get help cleaning up. You can get help learning how to be organized. Keep your thoughts and your tasks organized in your mind and focus on one thing at a time. You have to be in your mindfulness to stay at the moment. Just be in the moment. A lot of people run to step 10 and you ain't get past step 1. Stay in the moment and breathe, y'all. Breathe. Again, practice mindfulness. Spend a few minutes each day in a quiet space. Hear your thoughts, y'all. Hear your thoughts. Hear what's in your mind. Don't allow your mind to race all over the place. Learn to make better decisions. What you're going to do, you're going to take in the information. You're going to think about it. You're going to analyze the information that you've taken in. You're going to see what you want to do with it. You're going to ask yourself some questions to make sure this is what you really want to do. And then you're going to create this action plan. You're going to have an action plan. Understand what you're saying, what you're doing, how you're moving, right? And be clear and confident about your actions, y'all. So make the decision. There's a lot of people that do not like to make decisions. They like to have up in the air stuff. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Even when you go to a restaurant, there's some people that when they go to order, they sitting there forever getting on everybody else nerves, the waitress, everybody. Because they just can't make up their mind what they want to eat. Listen, now we're down to one thing: chicken, beef, fish, vegetables. What do you want? Now we're down to two things, then one thing. But no, you go into the restaurant. Let's get real. You go into the restaurant. This is modern technology. Pull up the menu before you go to the restaurant. Look at the menu. So when you get to the restaurant, you already know what you want to eat. Let's keep it 100. Technology today is beautiful because it helps us make better decisions. We can go on there, ask Siri, ask Google, ask anybody on that computer and say chat GBT, all that. Ask it. Could I have the menu for this restaurant? Can I have what restaurant? So you have a taste for something. What restaurant sells the best lamb chops in my area? This computer will spit it out, but stay mindful, y'all. Stay in one space, one place, and get to a space where you know what you want. Ask yourself questions. It goes again back to your senses. What do you think? What do you see? What you feel? What you want to taste? All of that. This is how we make decisions. Understand how your mind works and know how to take care of it. You are the only person that truly knows what's inside your mind. You are the only one that really knows how you really feel. Because there's so many things, what we feel, we don't tell anyone. But you have to be brutally honest on how you feel so you can properly take the best action to hold yourself accountable and keep your peace. That's important, y'all. Keep the peace in your mind, body, and your spirit. Protect your peace at all costs. React appropriately in different situations, because people receive is how you perceive things in your mind. And it's the trauma from your childhood, from your younger ages that affect us as adults in our decision making. So the only way that you can have clear and concise results is to heal. We take these things and create generational curses because of the traumas that we never heal from. So this is the part where you have to be accountable of who you are, what you've been through, how you're thinking, how you're moving, and how you passing that thing on. No one deserves to have your traumas passed to them. They don't deserve that. Come to a place where you want to operate in love, not hate, not from a toxic background. Learn to release and say, I want help, so you can better help somebody else. So this is the part, y'all, where we have to say yes to ourselves. Take these coping skills that I'm sharing with you. Stay in mindfulness. Learn how to cope without using substances, because that only lasts just for a short moment. And it brings you to other places like hurting your body, creating situations where your health is at risk because you're taking these substances and poisoning your body, and you're not thinking before you're responding to a situation that created these traumatic feelings, right? Allow your mind to process information effectively so you can respond to have appropriate responses. Listen, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And when your mind is messed up, your body gets messed up too. You do things to hurt your mind and your body because you're not thinking. You're not thinking. So I strongly come to you from a place of love. Love yourself so you can better love others, and stop creating generational curses and stop the cycle today. We can all heal together. Thank you for stopping by. Please share this broadcast because I know I said something that touched someone out there today. Do it for you. You can't love other people and don't love yourself. So do it for you. I love y'all. And thank you for coming to Mindset Monday in the charge room. I am Coach ILLY, and I'll see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And do it for you, y'all. Do it for you. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. This is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy of the Charge Room. The Charge Room has an additional entity called the Divine Expressions Media. If you're looking to be a show owner, yes, host your own show. Whether you are a content creator or just someone that wants to start fresh from the beginning and you had a dream to be on TV, this is your time. This is your moment. Become a show owner today. I have 5 spots available. And guess what? Your show will be aired on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV platforms. So connect with us today. Text show to 917-810-7400. Come, let's connect to put you on the air.
I wanna get away